来了，老爹。
Hello. Welcome back. Yes, to the FLOGcast Network. Jay Ruff in the house today. Glorious Thursday morning here on the FLOGcast. Today, I am joined by a new face. If you've listened to us before, he's been on the show a couple of times, but not in, you haven't had a face to the voice. But now there he is. That's how ugly it looks. Thank you, two-time champion Flog. How's it going, Keith?
Hey, good to be here. It's been a minute. I thought it was TC Thursday, so I was looking forward to hanging out with TC, but looks like we got a toilet bowl champ with us today.
Yep. No TC today. He is, of course, in California, so heck, it's 6-something in the AM. He is lazy and can't get out of bed. But Keegan, we have you. Appreciate you jumping on today. Today should be a fun one. We got a game tonight. That's fun, right? A Colts game, even funner. And then we have to go over Week 5 matchups. We'll go over that. Before that, though, Keegan, we have a little bit of activity in the waiver wire. We will discuss that. Nothing big, crazy that happened, but a producer, he was heavily involved, Keegan. He picked up Mike Boone for $16. He dropped Allen Robinson, and he also picked up Isaiah Pacquiao. What I liked, I mean, heck, every time I see it, I think of Pacquiao. But he picked him up for $6, whopping together $22. Keegan, how do you feel about these two pickups here? The next highest bid was myself for $1 for Mike Boone, and also $0 for Isaiah. How do you feel about this guy?
Well, looks like nobody else wanted Mike Boone, which is kind of surprising.
It is surprising.
I kind of wanted to put a bid on him, but I didn't know who to drop, so I didn't. $16 feels like a lot, given that he could have got him for $2.
$2.
Wasted $14. What an idiot!
Wasted some money there. No big deal.
Mike Boone is good though. He was on the Vikings.
You know what? I can kind of see why Q did this, Keeg, because Melvin Gordon, he's not young in running back years, and also when he ran the other day, he dropped a fumble.
He's fumbled every game.
Yes, so $16. We will see again. A little bit.
They did sign Latavius Murray though, so
they did.
Who knows?
They did. So that should get Q shaking in his boots there. Next one, Marcus was active. Good for him. You get one of those, Marcus.
Weird to see.
Marquise Valdez-Scantling. But I am making fun of Marcus, yes. But last time he made a move, he coughed up $7, Keegan, for Geno Smith, who's been actually kind of good for him.
Right? Unbelievable.
Weird. I know it. But heck, we'll see. I am not a MVS believer. I don't think he's been doing good this year, or he will do good. I'm not on his side, so he could prove me wrong. And then, of course, Q for some reason felt it was, he had to put in $3 to put in more than $1 for a defense. I'm not that guy. But Q, heck, he already spent $22 that morning. He felt like he had to put $3 more in the 49ers defense.
25% of his fab gone in 1 week for 3 players. I'm not sure he'll ever. I mean, the defense is fine, I guess, but could have got him for $1.
Could have got him for $1. Did anybody else put another bid in there for 49ers defense? Oh yeah,
no, they put in $2 for him. I guess he could have.
Yep. Good. Well, then, I'm sorry, Q. Good for you. Good job. Okay. All right. Defending toilet bowl champion right there. Let's move on to what we've been, trying to do here this week. Keegan, we have week 5. We are week 5 already. Holy moly. Week 5 already here on the Flog. And, heck, I guess you can say the reason why I brought you on is because me and you this week, we are battling. No big deal. Big rivalry here. Are you scared?
A little bit. Yeah, I am.
Oh, there you go.
Projection is closer than I would like it to be.
I felt a little bit, a little lie in there, but that's fine.
I think it's probably a 50-50, so.
Should be a good one.
Yeah.
Should be a good one. Right now, I think you're saying that because you're looking at the projection score. Right now, it has yourself. Magic School Bus with 159.9 going up against myself, the LeBron Kings, 154.9. It is a little bit closer, but heck, I tell you what, when you got two on my side, Keegan, two running backs predicted to have like 16, 17 points, it helps me out a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, it does.
I mean, I'm sure
Chubb and Henry have been pretty good for you. Hard to trust non-catching running backs, but we'll
now,
see
of
how.
course, the running back category for the whole league has been a little bit yucky. But are you surprised at all, Keegan, with Nick Chubb being number one, Derrick Henry being number 7 position rank?
A little surprising, yeah. Especially for running backs who don't catch passes, it's definitely harder for them to get to the top. So I think it just speaks to how good Nick Chubb is and how terrible the running back position is as a whole.
You know what? I am not surprised because I believe in
Of
my
course
team.
you're not.
I'm someone who believes in these guys. I'm like, finally, these guys are freaking doing well. Knock on wood. Of course, they continue to do so, especially this week, and just poop down your throat.
It could happen. It could
Hopefully it
absolutely
does.
happen. Although your quarterbacks are looking mighty gross. So
mine.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay. Explain.
You
Don't
got
like them, huh?
Yeah.
One of them's being your boy, Kirk Cousins. Come on, man.
I mean, Cousins and Lawrence. I mean, they're both fine.
Heck,
But
I never thought.
Not scared. Not scared.
I never thought I would. I mean, hey, again, we have a couple of days for me to make this decision, but I never thought I would be benching Aaron Rodgers to put in Trevor Lawrence.
I don't disagree with the decision. Going against Houston.
Yeah. You said you disagree?
I said I don't disagree.
Oh, okay.
We're buddies. I mean, Rodgers is going against the Giants, though. That might come to bite you.
I know. Yep. But again, you know, with Trevor Lawrence, how he did so well 2 weeks ago against kind of a a little bit weaker team, but Houston. So hopefully, division team, he can just torch the crap out of those Texans. But what I do like about my team, Keegan, is Stephon Diggs going up against Pittsburgh, a weaker team, weaker secondary team. How do you feel about Mr. Stephon Diggs?
I miss him. I miss him. I wish he was still with the Vikings. He's freaking awesome. He's really good. Number 2 wide receiver on the year. Yeah, those three. You got Chubb, Henry, and Diggs on your team. That's a little scarier than I remember your team being going into the year.
I know. I'm scary. I'm a scary man. Anybody else on my team?
I mean,
worth talking about?
No, I don't think so. Because you're starting Curtis Samuel, Tyler Lockett's, Freiermuth, Z going against the Rams, James Robinson against Houston could be nice though.
I'm sure. Because we have Q muted right now. He's still our producer. But I'm sure he is flipping us off at the moment. Flipping me off. Because I do not have Devontae Smith in the lineup. I was waiting to see. There he is. Give me the old bird. Good thing you cannot see him. This is a PG show. I mean, I still have time. I still might swap these guys. I've done it a few times. Because like you said, Keegan, Zeke Elliott going up against the Rams is not delicious.
Nope.
So that's concerning. But I will feel absolutely like a Dumbo butt if he goes off, if he does, against the Rams. So it's really it's a Lockett, Devontae Smith thing for me.
You're gonna feel a lot more dumb when Devontae Smith puts up 25.
Yeah, I know. So you think it's closer, Elliott or Lockett?
Yeah, I mean all three of those. I mean, I guess is a toss up. They're probably projected on the same, I'd imagine. 10 to 11.
Yeah, Smith is a little bit.
Put in Alec Pierce, honestly. Don't you want a rooting interest for Thursday Night Football?
Yeah, I mean, heck, I would feel brave. That's for
sure. Put him in.
Feel a little frisky. All right, Keegan, let's go to your team. Any surprises here? You got Kyler Murray, Jared Goff, your quarterbacks, Dalvin Cook and Aaron Jones, your running backs there. Anybody else? Are you feeling confident about your quarterbacks?
I actually am, yeah. I mean, Jared Goff has to be one of the most surprising players of the year. Number 5 quarterback on the year. The Lions' offense is is legit, and their defense is horrible. So the fantasy goodness all around for the Lions, including my boy TJ Hawkinson. Or how do you say it? Hawkinson?
Hawkinson? Is that his real name?
I was trying to say it how you say it.
I say Hawkinson.
Hawkinson. That's right.
Have I ever said Hawkinson?
No, I was trying to say it wrong. Anyways, yeah, Goff and Kyler are good. When Dak comes back, that'll be even better for me. So, yeah, I'm feeling all right about the QB position. I need Dalvin to start scoring some touchdowns.
Yes. So that's, again, another question I was going to say. Position rank 24. Keegan, not good. Are you any concerns there? And any concerns about Mr. Alexander Madison getting more time?
No. Against the Saints, Dalvin played, I mean, he got like 25 touches coming off that shoulder. So, unfortunate not to get in the end zone. He'll be all right. He'll be all right.
You sure?
Yep. He might go off.
I mean, I don't want to, beat you down, Keegan, but you got two running backs that are on the hill when it comes to age. They're both 27 years old. And when you're both 27, when you're 27 years old as a running back, that's not young.
Look at your team. Why are you saying it about
my heck, they're 1-7. Yours is what? 24
10, yeah.
10?
Yeah.
Beating you. Right. I'm winning. I'm beating you.
That is correct.
So,
that is correct. They're getting up there in age. That's why I was really liking Javonte Williams be my next guy, and then he goes down. Doesn't help when Elijah Mitchell goes down for the year too. So,
and you know what? Nick Chubb is 26, so he's not there yet.
Oh, okay. Well, Derrick Henry's 5,000 touches a year make up for it.
So any concerns? Speaking of concerns, your team has a lot of them. Any concerns about Jamar Chase here?
No concerns about Jamar Chase. He might put up 40 this week.
Last 3 weeks, his highest points is 10.1.
It's not what we need.
One of those weeks, he had a touchdown even and gave you 9.7. Hasn't went off since week 1. You're telling me there's no concern here at all?
No concern. Had a slow start last year. No concern.
Okay. All right. Fair enough. Anybody else on your team we're talking about here? Any bites on TJ Hawkinson?
I've had a few bites. Still throwing out some feelers. If anybody's interested, let me know. But you turned me down really quick. So
I did.
You did. You like Freiermuth, unfortunately.
I like Freiermuth.
Even though Hawkinson just had like the greatest game for a tight end in the last 20 years.
That is TJ Hawkinson, though. That's what he does.
Boy.
Next week, I guarantee you, we can put money on this right now. He scores under 5 points.
This coming week?
Yes. Yeah. He had 35.
It was the highest for a tight end in 20 years.
He was targeted 12 times.
He's an underpaid tight end.
He scores less than his projection score, 10.1. Yes, sir.
I'm not going to bet that. No, they're going
less than that. Absolutely.
They're going against New England. No, I don't want that.
He has, yeah. Again, he has a weak week. A weak week.
He's going to score more than 5.
Well, I was just being kind of mean. But, I mean, this is what he does, though.
Yeah,
this is what he does.
He's been like that his whole career. You're right.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said you're right.
Okay, of course I am. Keegan, predictions here. Will you defeat me at all in fantasy football?
I think I'm going to beat you this week there, buddy.
You're going to beat me?
I think I'm going to.
Okay, backstage. I know you can't hear our backstage guy, but cue real quick. Who do you think is going to win?
Me. Come on.
He's got me. Don't blame him. Okay, of course.
He's only saying that because Kyler's going against Philadelphia, and he thinks Kyler's going to score like 3 points.
I'm surprised he went with me benching Devontae Smith, too.
Yeah.
All right. Overall, don't cheat. Keegan, don't cheat. Okay, but overall matchup, who's winning, me and you?
I know for a fact you are.
Okay, what's the number? So we've played.
Because you always bring it up.
16 times.
I don't know. It's got to be close. It's probably.
It's got to be?
I mean, I think it's close.
Key word is I'm beating you.
I think it's 9-7 or 10-6.
What? Give me a final answer here.
I'll go 9-7 you.
Are you sure?
kind of. I know it's close. And I
yes
know
or no? Are you
yeah,
sure?
997U.
Good job. You did it.
What is
You
it?
cheated, but that's fine.
What is it?
9-7.
Is it 9-7? Let's go.
I am defeating you
I'm a
9-7 in what? 7 years now? 2015? You're 8? I always forget. But it doesn't matter. I'm beating you. No big deal. Congrats there, Keeg. Let's move on to our next matchup. We'll go with the Philadelphia Queefles going up against the Skinny Sea Titans. Both teams, Keegan, 3-1. Both teams sitting pretty as of right now. Let's start with Q's team. Lamar Jackson's been doing well. Tom Brady found a nut last week. He finally went into fantasy football form. And then, jeez, some reason he still got Devin Singletary in there with Jamal Williams. I see that changing, obviously, because he made a move to inherit Alvin Kamara. What do you think about these running backs and quarterbacks?
Why is his name the Philadelphia Queefles?
Yeah, good. Well, the good question. Good question. He got last place.
That's embarrassing.
Got a name for it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really scared of his team, so. He's gotten lucky multiple times with injuries, and now he's
got Lamar Jackson, number 1 ranked quarterback as of right now. Jamal Williams,
look at his running back,
top 5 running back.
Singletary and Jamal Williams.
What's that?
Singletary and Jamal Williams.
Hey, Jamal Williams. He's 3rd right now, position ranked.
So ridiculous. No, that's true. That's true. You got. I forgot you've got McCaffrey down there in the flex.
He does have McCaffrey.
That's fair. Yeah. That makes me feel better.
McCaffrey as his flex. Good for him. Good for him. And then you throw in Alvin Kamara. So how do you feel about Alvin Kamara?
I thought it was fine. I don't know.
Coughed up a 1st-round draft pick.
I don't think I would have traded a 1st-rounder for him, but I mean, it was probably close. I mean, Quentin's trying to win. TC's not. I think it made sense.
Can you win with Alvin Kamara?
I mean, he's better than having Devin Singletary in your lineup every week or Jamal Williams. I mean, when DeAndre Swift gets back, that'll be all right, but Swift is going to get hurt again probably. Because he always does.
All right. Wide receivers for Q. Keenan Allen. Will he play a game?
Is he playing this week?
1. He's still got a Q there. I don't know. DK Metcalf hopefully goes to the bathroom before the game. And also Chris Godwin. 3 guys right here, question marks. One of them being a bathroom, question mark. Any of these 3 guys you feel confident with?
Yeah, I mean, I've been trying to go get Godwin in other leagues. So,
in other leagues, not this one.
Well, I tried and Quentin shut me down immediately. So. I just think he's a good buy low.
I think Q's still in that no trade with Keegan mode.
Possibly, yeah.
It's a good thing to hang on to, that's for sure.
Yeah, TC's in that mode as well.
Good for you guys. Good for you. Stay strong.
I don't know.
Jake McKinley now.
His wide receivers have big time name value. It's just, are they going to stay healthy and put up the numbers that he needs? I mean, could certainly happen. They're all good players, so.
Absolutely. Again, Keenan Allen suffered a hamstring injury week 1, has not played since. We will see. He did not practice yesterday. So, I mean, where's Skin when you need it to get a report? Tight end, you got Dallas Goedert still. And then, like we mentioned, Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Adams. That's bad little flex. Those are bad little flex guys right there. Yep. Very nice for Mr. Q. And let's move on. Mr. Mike Boone sitting on the bench. Hi, Mikey. I'm Mike Boone sitting on the bench.
$16 on the bench.
Hello, man. Chilling down there. All right. Skins team. Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Gross, Clyde Edwards-Helaire, and Naheem Hines stepping in for Jonathan Taylor. What do you feel about this crew?
I mean, his quarterbacks are just ridiculous. He has the number 1 and number 2. I guess they're 2 and 3. Oh, Lamar's number 1. Yeah, Lamar's number 1. Sorry.
Lamar.
I mean, but give me Josh Allen and Jalen Hurts all day. And then Cooper Kupp just seems like Matthew Stafford doesn't want to throw to anybody else. So
I don't think he does.
Dude,
Like,
it makes
I really honestly
it's
don't believe
unbelievable.
he wants to throw to anybody else.
I feel so bad for Allen Robinson. like, why would you even run routes?
No, I don't know.
But hey, good for Jake. Good for Jake.
Yep, Cooper Cup, and of course Justin Jefferson. Heck, he
Got
2
back at it
weeks
last
before.
week.
Yeah, week 2 and week 3, he did not have the best weeks, but he found it last week, moving him to wide receiver 4. So he's got wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 4. Those guys are gross, and then he's got St. Brown in there. He missed last week, and he's number 6. So he's got 3 guys in the top 10 wide receivers.
He has 4 in the top 7. He also has Christian Kirk, who's 7th.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't see that sustaining, but Kirk and I freaking wanted Amon-Ra so bad. He's so good. But once Jameson Williams comes back, you never know how that's going to affect things. So hopefully Amon-Ra slows down a bit for Jake.
No, again, I know with tight ends are a little wishy-washy, especially this year. Heck, they always feel like they are. But Darren Waller should be in the top 10 category, and right now he is not. He has not had a good season so far. Nope. He's only scored over 10 points one time, seen the end zone only one time. Any concerns here? Last 2 weeks, no more than 4 points a game.
Yeah, it's not. It's if you don't have like Kelsey or Mark Andrews, you're in trouble at the tight end spot. I mean, everybody else is just a crapshoot, essentially. I mean, Tyler Conklin is like a top 5 tight end, isn't he?
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
Well, I think he's 7th or something.
Whatever. I mean, it's crazy. And Darren Waller's been bad. So that's definitely a weakness on his team.
Absolutely. Which is weird to say. Absolutely.
Thank God. We need him to have one.
He's got, well, it was Rashard Penny, but he's out. Good old Penny joke. Brandon Cooks and Christian Kirk, his flex spot. Another 2 guys there. I know Brandon Cooks hasn't had outstanding games. Last week he did pretty well, caught all of his targets, 15.2 fantasy points. He saw the end zone for the first time of the year. So I think that's a good start there for for Skin. Benching J.K. Dobbins. Any concern? Any red marks here with benching J.K.?
No, I would play Cooks over him. Okay. I would. What did Dobbins do last week? I don't even know.
Oh.
I know he played a lot, didn't he?
No freaking football.
He had 4 catches. Wow.
Yeah, 20.
That's really surprising.
Points.
His rookie season, he didn't catch any balls. So
he did one on the ground, did one in the air. Again, that won't happen a lot.
I would still play Brandon Cooks, but what I don't like is the Vikings defense. I know they're going against the freaking Bears, who are like probably the worst offense in the NFL. But the Vikings defense, their secondary is not good. I don't know. I stayed away from him this week. I think Justin Fields might have a good game. He said Penny went off last week. Hey,
I won't let that go.
I made $10 off of Justin for Rashad Penny last week as well.
Yeah, I bet that he won't have more than 10 points, right? Is that what I said?
What did he go for, 30?
Oh, close, yeah. Heck, I mean, a squirrel finds a nut. That's what happens. Squirrel finds a nut. So that's a good job for Penny. Good job for having the best game of your career. Hope you enjoyed it. Won't happen a lot. Let's move on to actually a quick question. Let's keep bashing on Skinny because it's fun to do.
Yep.
Should he drop Travis Etienne?
Dude, he's been I can't believe that James Robinson is what James Robinson has done. This that just doesn't happen. Coming off an Achilles, that never happens.
Yeah. Well, it's James freaking Robinson. He's always been the underdog his whole career.
Dude, I was the first one with him. I love J-Rob. But
I mean, with Travis
Etienne's been this bad.
3 out of 4 weeks not carrying the ball over 10 times.
Yeah. This past week he got more work, didn't he?
He didn't even catch a pass last week.
Wow.
So when is the time to get rid of him?
7, 6, 9, and 3 points. Yeah. They clearly like James Robinson because, how could you not? He's freaking good.
So pretty much right now, Skin has the handcuff. That's
Yep.
what Skin has.
Yep.
He has the hand. If you own Travis Etienne, it's a handcuff to James Robinson.
Yeah, I'd say so. A high-end one, but yeah.
So you think he shouldn't drop him?
I wouldn't. I mean, it depends who you're dropping him for, but probably not.
Okay. Hang on to him, Skin. I mean, good for you. Good for you. Who's going to win this matchup? I'm asking you, Keegan. You're the only one on.
I'm looking. Who do you think is going to win?
I think it's going to be Skinny Titans.
You think so?
The projection score is very close. I didn't say that, but it's 100. It's very close. 170 to 169.2. I'm actually kind of surprised how close it is.
Yeah, it is. It's very close. Right?
But I think Skin's gonna, come out on top. You don't know with Q's wide receivers. I think of course, obviously Skin's wide receivers are better. And so I really, unless I see it with. I keep forgetting about Devontae Adams down there, but unless I see it with Alvin Kamara, I don't trust him yet.
He's gonna have Alvin Kamara this week, right?
Yes, and I think Drew Brees was his.
I'm gonna take Quentin. I think he's gonna win. Wow. I think he's gonna win. I think he's got I think Dallas Goedert's gonna have a good game against Arizona. Lamar Jackson against Cincinnati, Tom Brady, Atlanta, like nothing scary there. I think he's gonna win.
Okay, good for you. Feeling a little frisky today.
Not really. It's predictions right there.
Well, let's. Who's winning the overall matchup? Skin or Q?
It's got to be Jake.
Are you sure?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
Okay. They've played 17 times.
I'm going to go 10-7 Jake.
10-7 Jake?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Did I get the math right? You said 17, right?
So you got this for the guy. Jacob is beating Q.
Is it more?
9-8.
Oh, girl, what was that?
Sorry, my voice.
9-8. Closer than
9-8. So Q could tie it up. Dang it.
Trying to tie it up.
Good for you, Q. Good for you. All right, let's move on to the next matchup. We got Scotty Benzine's team versus Brownie Batter. Good matchup here. Again, another close projection score. What?
What I don't even know what that means. What does Brownie Batter mean?
I don't know.
Is it like
both of these names are just silly? He's got AJ Brown. So Brownie Batter.
Gotcha.
Again, both of these names are first off immature silliness, and they're just not unnecessary.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for you to say every week. I know.
Yeah, I know.
I hear it.
That's why I just say Scotty Benzi's team. It feels better. But I mean, projection score 153.7 to the Brownie Batter team, 148.6. So again, another close one here on the flog. Let's start with Scotty's team. He's got Patrick Mahomes. He's got Jimmy G as quarterback after Tua has got a concussion. Austin Eckler and Najee Harris. How do you feel? Najee Harris. How do you feel about this? Running backs and quarterbacks.
I'm going to click on the wrong team. Oh, there we go. Wait.
You all right?
It's showing Quentin's team on my thing. Hold on just a second.
Oh, gosh. You know what? Q, I told you we shouldn't have.
He's starting Jimmy Garoppolo.
Okay. There he goes. Okay. Yep. Yeah, he is. I said that.
That's all. Okay. I mean, that's all you have to know about Scott's team.
Mm.
Starting Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, I don't know what he's thinking with that, but I wish him luck.
He's going up against Carolina, position ranked 30. Of course, Trey Lance was in there a little bit, but has not had a game scoring over more than 2 touchdowns in the air. His highest 17.5 against Seattle.
Yeah.
So,
and that was because he got a rushing touchdown.
That's because he got a rushing touchdown that game. So you are not a Jimmy G believer.
Yeah, they just run the ball, and he throws. I mean, he throws it short. He doesn't throw it deep. I mean, he's good for 14 points, but
well, hey, that's 14 points. The Scott definitely.
I mean, it's more than Tua had for him last week.
And he still won. Still won that week. He's got Teddy Bridgewater. This is who's available on our quarterbacks: Teddy Bridgewater, Winston, Tannehill, Brissett, and Cooper Rush.
Yeah.
Not the yummiest group of quarterbacks.
Hey, don't be talking smack about Teddy Bridge.
So is he is he making the right choice there?
I mean, I don't know. They're all bad, so it's just like who do you want of the bad players? I mean,
yep, exactly.
I would go with Teddy Bridgewater against the Jets, but I mean he's got Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, so I mean I know Jimmy G has Debo, but that's kind of all he has.
Austin Eckler went absolutely off last week. 31.9 fantasy points, 2 touchdowns, his first touchdowns of the year. He also had one in the air, bringing him to the top 5 running back. But his other running back, Keith, not doing that well.
Nope.
He's 25th right now in the running back category. He has not scored over 11.6 fantasy points, only 1 touchdown. Any concerns here in the backfield of Pittsburgh?
And now he's going against Buffalo. So,
and going up against Buffalo, who's no cupcake.
He's about to be running back 30 after the week in the league. I mean, maybe things change with Kenny Pickett. Maybe their offense can do a little something more exciting than Trubisky was. I mean, Trubisky's just not good. So
he scores under 10 fantasy points, Keegan. He scores under 10 fantasy points. What should Scotty do?
You got to hold on to him. You can't trade him low. You can't drop him, obviously. You got to ride the wave. It's like Kyle Pitts right now. I mean, you're going to drop him for
it would be a trade.
I mean,
trade him.
I guess. I just wouldn't trade somebody at their lowest point. So,
all right. Moving on to his wide receivers: CeeDee Lamb, Michael Pittman Jr., Courtland Sutton. How do you feel about these guys? CeeDee Lamb is still not yet in the top 10 of wide receivers, but the last 2 weeks has been pretty impressive. He's in the end zone last 2 weeks. Almost identical matchups. He scored 18.7 back-to-back weeks. But you should, if you're a CeeDee Lamb owner, you should be kind of happy. Even with Cooper Rush being his quarterback, you get those targets, very high numbers there. That should be good if you're a CeeDee Lamb owner, right, King?
Yeah, I saw a weird stat about him with Cooper Rush, and it was like his 4 best games of his career fantasy-wise have been with Cooper Rush. It's the 4 games that Cooper Rush has started. I don't know, something like that, and it was really weird. You would think that Cooper Rush would be bad for him, but apparently it might not be. But I mean, I like CeeDee Lamb. He's good. Michael Pittman, also good. He's had kind of a bad year, but injuries have kind of plagued him a little bit. Who else you got? I mean, Sutton's good too. So, I mean, no real stars, but 3 solid wide receivers.
And guys, having Courtland Sutton position ranked 14th. So he's got 13th, 14th. And then, of course, like you said, Michael Pittman Jr. missed the games. He's 39th right now. But moving down, tight end Tyler Higbee. Again, tight ends have been pretty washy, but he's tight end 1 right now.
He
on a
leads all tight ends in targets.
Oh, good stat.
So Matt Stafford does throw to other people besides Cooper Kupp, but he only throws to Tyler Higbee and Cooper Kupp.
And it's wild because last week against San Francisco, he was targeted 14 times. That was his highest of the year.
Crazy.
And he caught it for 10 for 73 yards. Still no touchdown for Tyler Higbee, maybe because they all go to Cooper Kupp. But when you see, a tight end there getting targeted that amount of times is very good.
Yeah.
Dameon Pierce.
Woo!
Holy moly.
Stud.
Rookie doing good things in Houston. Back-to-back weeks, looking very sharp. The first 2 weeks, it took the roller coaster a little bit slow to go up the hill, but now he's flying on through. Yeah. How do you feel about Dameon Pierce here?
I feel very good because I've got a 40-1 ticket on for Rookie of the Year.
Oh boy.
Feel very good about that. No, he's been. I mean, the last 3 weeks have been awesome for him. And then he also, Sanders has been awesome too. Shout out to Q on that one. He was going really late in fantasy drafts, and he's RB8 right now. And I mean, their offense is just a freaking juggernaut. So, yeah, his flex looks a lot better than it did at the start of the year.
Miles Sanders definitely looked good. Carry the ball 27 times.
Crazy. That's got to be his career high.
It's got to be. Got to be close. Definitely got to be close. Is it Q?
Oh.
It is. Okay. Yep. 28.6 fantasy points going up against Jacksonville's defense this week. So, I mean, they've been surprisingly well.
Yeah. Yep. Jacksonville's better than people think.
They are.
On defense and on offense. I think, they're like top 10 on both sides of the ball in scoring. So
here we go, Keegan. He's got a pretty solid bench. George Kittle starting Higbee over George Kittle.
That's what I'm like. Who would have ever seen that coming?
Like it makes sense.
You have to.
I mean, you got to.
You have to.
And George Kittle should have had a touchdown last week. He stepped his big old foot on the line. That would have gave him more points. But it's just you have to at this point until you see more production.
Yeah, it's
from
bad.
Kittle. But benching Josh Robinson is what a top 10 right now, running back. But again, if you think about who he's going up against, you can't blame Scotty.
Yeah, he's got 4. I mean, Miles Sanders, Dameon Pierce, Najee Harris. I mean, if he didn't play Najee going against Buffalo and put in Josh Jacobs, that's kind of ballsy. But it'd be hard to blame him, really.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs is higher projected than Najee Harris. Wow.
Bad. And then he's got Amari Cooper and Kareem Hunt on his bench. So pretty solid bench there. Tough decision for Scotty. Let's move on to the Brownie Batter team. Russell Wilson and Derek Carr. Those guys right now are not having good years, but heck, Wilson's ranked in the top, or he's position ranked. Both of these guys are in the top 15. Both of these guys are quarterback 2 options in our league, which is surprising. But heck, when you see those names, it doesn't bring fear to the opponent. You agree, Keegan?
Yeah, this is rough. I mean, that's bad. Russ has been bad. Carr's not been great. It's I'm sure he's probably looking for a quarterback.
Is he?
I mean, if not, he might be headed towards a toilet bowl. So, I mean, his roster is okay besides that, but
would be familiar territories if Connor goes back to the toilet bowl.
Familiar. Yeah, and Kyle Pitts being a massive disappointment. Yeah, I mean, at least he's got Khalil Herbert, though.
He's got him, and the opposite of disappointment so far this year is Barkley, ranked position 2.
Woo!
Looking good, back to where Barkley belongs and where he's been. Hasn't scored less than 10.3 fantasy points. He's looking good, especially last week. Ran the ball 31 times for 146 yards. Not bad for Barkley and the Giants there. Will he continue to keep this up?
I think so. They have no other options. Kenny Golladay is dust. Wan'Dale Robinson can't get on the field. Sterling Shepard, see ya. Who else? Darius Slayton, he can't get on the field. They're starting a former quarterback, a white guy at wide receiver, Stills. I mean, they have nobody.
Nobody.
They have Barkley, so they're going to run into the ground.
Sometimes that's all you need. But I mean, and that's kind of similar, Keegan, with what Connor has on his fantasy team when it comes to running backs.
He only has Barkley.
He's only got Barkley. Gibson's not having the best year. I mean, heck, he surprisingly, and then that's without the guy who got shot in the leg a couple of times. That's before he's coming back in. He's position ranked 20 right now. 7.8 points last week. And then also he's got Herbert. How long will that continue with David Montgomery? I believe David Montgomery's coming back.
Yeah, I think he was limited yesterday. So
he does have David Montgomery on his bench. So we'll see. I'm sure he'll monitor that. But his wide receivers, A.J. Brown, Tyreek Hill, and Garrett Wilson still in there. Garrett Wilson, rookie for the Giants, for the Jets there. Last week, though, didn't have the best week. Yeah, his worst of his career. And that's when Zach Wilson was came back. 5.1 fantasy points. Does he still keep him in his lineup? What does he do here?
I mean,
not much to choose from.
Yeah, I don't really know who else he put in.
There's no one. There's no one. Look at him.
You can't play Mooney. I mean,
I would maybe do Antonio Gibson. I don't know.
But they just absolutely shut down Jonathan Taylor. 20 carries for like 40 yards. That's kind of scary. I think I would roll with Garrett Wilson one more week. He's got massive upside, and maybe just one more week for him and Zach Wilson to gel a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
But Robert Woods in there. Juju's been bad. I don't know.
Okay. Let's. Who's winning? Who's winning this matchup? The 3-1 team or the 1-3 team?
Like like this week. You got to go Scott. Although he's starting Jimmy G, I want to say Connor just for that, but
I say Scotty.
Yeah,
I say Scotty takes the victory, moving his team surprisingly to 4-1. He could easily be 2-2 right now.
Yeah,
he had some guys go off last week that helped his little booty out.
Yeah,
but 4-1 possibly for the Scotty Benzine franchise. Who's winning the overall matchup here? Scotty B's team or Connor, three-time toilet bowl champ?
I'm gonna guess Scott.
Scotty. You said Scotty's beating Connor.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I know.
Are you final answer?
Final answer, but I do not know.
Well, no.
Dang it. Connor's winning?
No. First one. They've played 5 times. How many times has Connor beaten Scott?
3-2.
Are you sure?
Yes.
You got that right. Good job. Keegan. Jeez. Shock. 3-2. Connor is beating Scotty. 3-2.
Ooh, looks like we got a question here.
We do. In half PPR, Keegan, half PPR, would you start Devontae Johnson or Chris Godwin? Half PPR, similar to our league. Would you start Devontae Johnson or Chris Godwin?
So Godwin against Atlanta, that's pretty juicy.
Juicy.
And then Deontay Johnson against Buffalo. I think I would go Godwin.
I would go Godwin.
Yeah.
Yep, definitely. Our producer says he would go Godwin as well. So, and he even says, I'm leaning towards Godwin, but I'm not sure. I feel like we're sure. We're leaning with you. We're lean brothers with you, OG Keebs. Okay, we're on the Chris Godwin train with you. I think he'll do a little bit better than Deontay Johnson, especially with Kenny Pickett. You just against Buffalo. Am I right? Yeah.
Seems like a recipe for disaster.
It does. Doesn't sound yummy. No. So Chris Godwin, appreciate that question there, LG. Keep watching. Give us a little like or a cool thumbs up button. That will be much appreciated. Let's move on to our last matchup. These losers. 1-3 for both of these owners. Savage Patch Kids. 1-3. Found a nut last week. Good for him. Going up against Terry's terrorist team. A disappointing year so far for Marcus. I think it's well deserved for Marcus because heck, he just doesn't care about fantasy. This is the result. This is it. Actually, I take that back. He cares about fantasy one day of the week. Which no. Not in our league. Gotta get a little bit more. And that's why he's 1-3. Finally. So let's move on to his team. Keegan. Marcus's team. Matthew Stafford.
Oh my God.
What is going on with him?
28 for Matt Stafford.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Man, that is rough.
3 weeks.
Wow.
He's at 8.8. 6.6 last week. 10 points week 3.
Might want to throw it to somebody else.
Even week 2, when he actually went off, he had 2 interceptions that game against Atlanta. 21.8. That wasn't really even a good week, I don't think. But that's his best so far. He's struggling.
Yeah, now he's going against Dallas. They've got a really good defense. I see another poor week for Stafford.
Here's the thing that blows my mind. I mean, just Marcus doesn't have another quarterback, an active one. So, I mean, heck, I saw, again, because I deeply care about fantasy, I'm in a similar situation in Marcus's shoes. I actually have a 3-1 record, though. But I have Matthew Stafford and another quarterback. We're starting 2 quarterbacks. I bench his butt. I bench Matthew Stafford. I don't want any part of this.
Yeah, I think I would. This is crazy to say. 2022, after Matt Stafford's Super Bowl win, I think I would start Teddy Bridgewater over Stafford this week.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, Matthew Stafford
going against
is
Dallas.
Matthew Stafford's definition of he's got the Keys disease. He really does. He's got it.
He won the title, and now he's just checking out.
He won the title, and
he's
now
throwing it to Cooper Kupp and Tyler Higbee, and that's it.
Keys disease. I mean, it happens even in the pros. So I think Marcus, I don't think he realizes how much he's not doing well.
Yeah,
Matthew Stafford. So
it's bad.
But again, heck, that's good for us. Good for us. And he's got Geno Smith in there, who's been doing pretty well, though.
Yeah,
we got Fournette and Joe.
If we're gonna crap on Stafford, we gotta throw out some props to Geno Smith.
Yeah,
he's been real good.
Geno Smith has been good, stepping in for Russell Wilson, a top 10 so far this year, position ranked quarterback in Geno Smith. Been very well. He's got he didn't do well week 2, only 6 fantasy points, but last week he did very well, 33.7, over 300 yards. He's done that twice so far this season. He's only thrown 2 picks. I mean, Geno Smith worth the $7. The market's comped up.
I think so.
He's got Fournette right now, ranked position 17th, and Joe Mixon kind of having meh kind of years. I think Joe Mixon last week kind of, stepping up a little bit, found the end zone, ran the ball 24 times, and, putting up 61 yards, but finding his first time in the end zone last week, only 1 touchdown. So he's had 2 good weeks and 2 bad weeks. I think it's similar to Fournette. What do you think about these 2 guys?
Yeah, I mean,
all right, thanks for that, Keeg. Let's move on to. Oh, there's more? Oh, 2 questions waiting. Sorry about that, guys. I'm not seeing them. Oh, here we go. Should he trade Slayman Smith? What a cool name. Slayman Smith. Should he trade Breece Hall and Goff, Keegan? Breece Hall and Jared Goff for Fournette and DeAndre Hopkins. You can pick up Lawrence from the waiver wires, or Kirk Cousins is available as well. So I repeat, Breece Hall and Goff. He will give those guys away, and he will get Fournette and DeAndre Hopkins. What do you think, Keegan? Nope. And he's gone. Keegan's gone. Thank goodness. I will answer that question. First of all, if it's keeper league, I will try to hang on to Breece Hall. I mean, definitely. But with Breece Hall right now, I will keep Breece Hall and Jared Goff hands down. Okay, I would not make that trade. Breece Hall is finding his rhythm. He's finding his flow. They're kind of easing out slow, day by day, game by game, easing out Michael Carter. And right now, like we've mentioned already, Slayman Seth, Jared Goff is a top 5 right now quarterback. He's doing very well. I mean, believe me, I've never been a Jared Goff guy, but he's been doing well, and I think I can at least see him in the top 10 finishing out. He will continue this flow. So, I mean, he's got now weapons, receiving core. So, I say you hang on to Breece Hall, you hang on to Jared Goff. DeAndre Hopkins is still, I wouldn't try to grab him and giving up somebody for him, because I mean, he's got a lot of weapons right now. Murray's not doing the best, but when it comes to wide receivers, I mean, you got lots of guys there that will get hungry. So it also depends what kind of DeAndre Hopkins we're gonna get. A boom and bust guy he was last year, or the guy he was before last year. So, and with Fournette, we're just talking about him. He's ranked 17th. He's had 2 good weeks. He's had 2 bad weeks. So I would keep Breece Hall and keep Jared Goff. I don't even think it's close. I think that's what you should do. But hey, appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Slam and Seth, keep that name pretty good. Um, Having Brees Hall is the clutch right now with Patterson on IR. Absolutely. It absolutely is. I agree with you. OG pitching in there. Appreciate that. Um, OG had another one. Skip through OG. Which one is that? I can't find it. Q. No. Oh, here we go. Oh, I'm not seeing it. Oh, Simon Smith says he's got Clyde. I mean, he's got CMC, Mike Evans, and CD. Yeah, absolutely. I was talking so much, I didn't see these guys. I don't see his other question, though. What's his other question? No, I don't see it. So it's between Hill? No. Okay, thanks for that, OG. Should I keep starting Cousins with Dak out or pick up Goff? Heck, I tell you what, man. Jared Goff again. Believe me, I haven't been a guy because again I've owned Jared Goff before in the past. He's bit me right in the butt, but this year, if you can snag him, if he's sitting peacefully in the waiver wire, yes sir, snag him up. But keep Kirk Cousins. So that's a good problem to have. OG, if you got to choose between Jared Goff and Kirk Cousins, you can do the matchup thing. But right now, yes, I will try to snag up Jared Goff, but keep Kirk Cousins because that's again two good quarterbacks and a good problem to have if you can keep if you have to decide between those two guys. Um, what are your thoughts about Drake London? So I'd say keep them. Again, we are in a I have believe me, OG, I am in two or that's Slam and Seth. I'm in 21 leagues. Okay, don't judge me, but I drafted a lot of Drake London. Some of those leagues, they're keeper leagues, they're dynasty leagues. So if you're in a dynasty league or a keeper league, don't get rid of him unless it's, yes, like you said, so high. But I mean, he had what? One bad week, I think. And we're about to discuss him right now. He's in this guy's roster we're about to talk about. But he so last week, yeah, yucky. I mean, he was targeted 7 times, which is good, but it only caught those two for 17 yards, 2.7 fantasy points and a half PPR. And then heck, week one, I guess you can call it a bad week, but 9.9 fantasy points. Also targeted 7 times, caught 5 of those. But I mean, I think you got to hang on to Drake London unless they're coughing up a big boy that's putting up big boy points like hardcore. But Drake London, there's going to be a lot of upside with this guy. If you actually watched him, he's a breakout guy. I mean, he really is. And he's full of talent. I love that his wide receiver number is number 5. That's pretty cool. But right now, I wouldn't sell him unless it's for a shiny penny. Not Rashard Penny, a shiny other penny, if you will. But I mean, I would hang on to him absolutely. We got any questions? Any more questions, Q? Yeah, no, it's tough, man. Believe me. Even if you got little humans, you got three. Like myself, I got 3 kids, man, and I do have a job. Believe it or not. Don't tell my boss I'm on here, but 21 leagues. Wouldn't recommend it. Very tough. And I'm getting text messages here and there about different leagues. I feel like I'm a real GM. So heck, it's enjoyable, yes, but lots of thinking, lots of using the old noggin, and that's sometimes, if you're in my case, sometimes hard to do, if you will. But it's fun and enjoyable. Fantasy is very fun and enjoyable. I like doing it. I appreciate you guys jumping on with us. Appreciate you guys giving us some likes. Again, I know I'm a very talkative guy, but again, we're here for a reason, fellas. We like fantasy. It's fun and enjoyable for us. We feel important, and it's always fun to do. So keep watching and listen to us. Let's. We still no Keegan right now. Q. Power went out for Keegan. Okay. Forgot to pay the bill. No problem. I will continue to move on. I think we're talking about Marcus's lineup. He's got James Conner and Terry McLaurin. I do believe Terry McLaurin will go off this week against Tennessee. Again, he hasn't been doing the best this year. Position rank 37. It's nothing to go on about. But last week, yes, he found a bad week. That's normal for wide receivers sometimes. The 3 weeks before that, medium. And what did he give you? 12.8, 10.2, 13.2. Those are medium weeks without touchdowns. I'll take that back. Week 1, he did have a touchdown. But, we can settle with that. Last week, no. But if he keeps having, those weeks like that he had last week, then no. But I think he'll be fine. He's a starting category kind of guy. Mark is doing good, keeping him in his flex, going against Tennessee. I think he'll be fine. I am with Mr. Terry McLaurin this week. Jerry Jeudy, any concerns here? He's had 2 weeks that are pretty good. 13 fantasy points, 18. Good job. Both those weeks, though, he scored a touchdown. When he didn't score a touchdown, 1.7, 2.7, yucky. So would you start Jerry Jeudy? It would be tough to do. In this situation with Marcus, I think he's doing a good job keeping him on the bench. Heck, you got Jerry Jeudy versus Terry McLaurin, Jerry Jeudy versus James Conner, Drake London, Mike Evans, Deebo Samuel. I think he's doing a good job benching his butt right now because he's not really reliable. Can't really trust him. And then he's got Adam Thielen, Melvin Gordon, unless I see it. Again, Javonte Williams is out all year. So he's got time to study Melvin Gordon. He's got time to see how involved Mike Boone will be in this offense. So, and also to get rid of that sour taste of that fumbling every game out of your mouth, because that's not yummy. And you can't trust that. So you got to bench him if you have him. And see how involved and how different this offense is using Melvin Gordon and Mike Boone at the same time. So if you got Melvin Gordon, do not start him, please, unless you absolutely have to. But hopefully it's not the case. Let's move on to Savage Patch Kids, 1 and 3 of the year. Joe Burrow and Justin Herbert. Quarterbacks, Joe Burrow. Surprisingly, it feels like Joe Burrow's having a worse year than what we think, but he's position ranked 8th in our league. He's QB1, which is surprising. But again, the hype was so high on Joe Burrow. But if you look at his past weeks, he's had only 1 week under 20 points. So, he's doing fine. 20.1, 17.4, 26 points, 22 points. That first week, just huge, gross, sour taste in our mouth. The dude threw 4 interceptions. That's 1 more than I have kids. That's not good. But he hasn't thrown an interception since, which is good. So you can still trust Joe Burrow if you have him. It's fine. And he still has, those weapons in Higgins and Jamar Chase. Yes, sir. Keep him. Keep him in your lineup. If you got him, he's someone that you can still trust. Justin Herbert's another guy you can trust. I absolutely love watching this kid. He's a very good, explosive quarterback. He's got 2 interceptions as well, but don't give a crap because he's got 9 touchdowns. So he's doing very good. I love the way he flows, man. And with the running backs, you got Breece Hall, Damian Harris. Again, we kind of talked about that in one of our awesome questions. You gotta keep Breece Hall in your lineup. Gotta absolutely keep it. As a rookie, week 1 is his bad week. Yes, sir. He scored 7.1 points. As a bad week, yes, sir, may I have another. And that was week 1 again. Michael Carter was heavily involved. I don't see Michael Carter being that heavily involved anymore. So Breece Hall is starting to find his mojo. He ran the ball 17 times, found the end zone for the first time this year on the ground. Yes, sir. Breece Hall, I believe, is a must start. Especially, even against Miami. Gotta start Breece Hall. Damon Harris. Not sure. I mean, I've always been with Damian Harris. I've always been kind of in the air, but just floating right on the boat in the middle there. But this year, not that bad. Last 3 weeks, he's had a touchdown. And even with because I've never been a backfield New England fan. That's just something I don't enjoy to watch. You got Stevenson still there, but if he's still, I think right now he's a star. I mean, he is, especially going up against Detroit. They're not the best defensive team. But I think, yes, Damian Harris will score 10 plus points, maybe see the end zone again for the fourth game in a row. Good for him. T. Higgins, Chris Olave, Romeo Stubbs. All three of those guys are younger guys. I think T. Higgins is flowing himself into one of those wide receiver one options. He's 12th right now, 3 weeks in a row, just looking very good. 2 touchdowns. Week 1 did not look good, but that's past him now. I think he'll do good against Baltimore. Chris Olave, he's not doing that bad for a rookie. Back-to-back weeks now, scoring over 14 points in the end zone for the first time last week. This guy's got promise. This guy's got potential. Especially on TC's team, you got to start him. But, he's a good flex option that you need to think about heavily to put him in there. And Romeo, I would love to see with Romeo Doubs, love to see another week like that. Again, he's had 2 weeks back to back with a touchdown, yes. But I would kind of like to see more. In week 3, it was kind of different because I think someone was missing wide receiver wise. I don't know if it was Allen's. I know it was the other rookie, Watson. He was missing. And so, last week Watson was in, but he was kind of eased in there. But he was still targeted the same amount of times, 11.2 fantasy points. So Romeo is definitely a flex start. I have him in a lot of leagues. I'm happy about it. Jared Everett. Q is Keek still out? Okay. Jared Everett. Man, what a good year for Jared Everett. Again, on a team with Chargers, that you got a good quarterback throwing you the ball. It's good things that can happen. And with Jared Everett, he's getting targeted a lot for a big boy. I just recently in this league I traded him for maybe an upside of Brandon Ayuk because Brandon Ayuk, Brandon Ayuk did it last year. Started out slow, heck, didn't play a lot, and then he came out, turned on for the year. So hopefully, I'm banking on that. But also, I have Pat Freiermuth. So if you got Everett was my backup, so might as well use something at it. But he's been very, very well. Week 3 was his worst week, but still targeted 6 times. And week 2 he didn't see the end zone and put up 10 points. This guy is heavily using this offense. He sees a lot of snaps. He sees a lot of this, that. Again, Justin Herbert will throw you the football. So he is a top 10 tight end. Right now he's top 5, and I do believe he will finish the year in the top 10 category. Absolutely. I do like Jared Everett. AJ Dillon, Corey Davis. That's interesting. Corey Davis in TC's lineup. That's not, that makes sense. But Corey Davis, 3 out of 4 weeks, yes. He's had over 10 points. He has 2 touchdowns. And, I do believe Wilson, he likes himself some Corey Davis. Corey Davis had a very good year last year. And now I'm sure Corey Davis enjoyed having Wilson back. Flacco wasn't really, I guess he targeted him a little bit. But again, that week 2, he only saw 4 targets, caught 2 of those for 83 yards, but was saved by that touchdown. But I think Corey Davis, I guess he's kind of flirting in the in that flex category, but there's no really. I've never been a Corey Davis guy. Besides his first 2 years, he was drafted very early, and now he's kind of just hasn't lived up to the name. New teams, yes, I agree. Can change players, but last week he was very boomer. Last year he was very boomer bust, and this year. It could be the same way. Again, he's had 3 of 4 weeks. He's been good. But starting him, I don't know. It depends on the situation, of course, but I don't know if it's something I would feel confident and cocky about. It's something that with Corey Davis, I don't know, but he does have Alvin Kamara, or he got rid of Alvin Kamara. I'm sorry. He does got Tony Pollard, Devin Duvernay, Carson Wentz. His bench is not that yummy. But TC's team 1-3. That's why he's 1-3. So, those are our lineups. Q, just real quick. Who is winning this matchup, you think? Can't hear you, Q. You're on mute. No, who do you think is winning this matchup this week? Marcus is winning this matchup. He believes. I agree with him. Even though you still got, for some reason, you still got Matthew Stafford in your lineup. His lineup. I do like his wide receivers and Debo, Mike Evans, and Drake London. And like I said, like I mentioned, I think Terry McLaurin will have a good week against Tennessee, and James Conner will do well against Pittsburgh. Revenge games for James Conner. Oh, I'm sorry, he's going up against Philadelphia, which is a little bit tougher. Don't get me wrong, but I think if you got James Conner, you should still start him, I believe, depending on the situation. But I got Marcus going up against TC as well. King or Q. Overall matchup: Marcus versus TC. Who do you got, Q? Q's got TC. He thinks TC is beating Marcus. Rongo. Marcus is surprisingly beating TC out of 4 matchups. He's beating him 3-1. 3-1. Marcus is beating TC. Marcus, his first year compared to Scott, had a better year. His second year, was better. Won 5 games, won 6, but he's never had a winning record. He's kind of he's the only FLOG member who's never seen the playoffs or seen a winning record. But 3-1 against TC, 5 years in a row, seen the top 3. If TC loses this year, loses this week, I think that will completely shut the door on that streak to continue and that streak to move on for TC, which was, heck, even him, I kind of thought that the door was going to shut again. He just got rid of Alvin Kamara. So, he knew that it was over. It is over. So he's on one mode right now, and that's rebuild. And sometimes if you're in Dynasty Fantasy, keeper leagues, which is kind of like what this league is, you got to do that. You got to rebuild. I don't believe that, but you got to. All right. On Twitch? No. London? I don't see London's. I see him saying yes, sir. Copy and paste it so I can see it. 1 second, London. I'll answer that bad boy question there. For some reason, I can't see your question on my phone here, but our great producer will copy and paste that bad boy so I can see it anytime. Waiting on him. Take your time, Q. It won't let him copy and paste. Okay, what is it? Oh boy. Diggs, Pittman, and who else? Diggs, Pittman, and Mike Williams. Gotta start Diggs. There we go. Got it again. Thanks, London. Good for you. Diggs, Pittman, Mike Williams. And so I'll start with the wide receivers. Gotta pick Diggs. Absolutely not even close. And with Michael Pittman and Mike Williams, you gotta make the decision very quick because Michael Pittman plays tonight. So I'm going up against Denver defense with Mike Williams. And it's tough. It's tough, London, because Keenan Allen. If Keenan Allen's out, you got to start Mike Williams. I feel like that's something you got to do. So if Keenan Allen is playing though, which you won't find out by that tonight. So it wouldn't hurt to if you're feeling a little frisky, London. If you're feeling a little brave, start Mike Williams and just hopefully, if you don't have enough trust in, Michael Pittman Jr., but Michael Pittman Jr. will. There's no Jonathan Taylor, so that makes you feel a little bit better, I guess. I don't know, but Michael Pittman Jr. will fall the end zone. He will. I mean, he's just a talented wide receiver. But right now, if I had to pick, knowing that Keenan Allen is playing, I would start Michael Pittman. But it's tough. If he's not, then I would go Mike Williams. So Clyde Edwards-Helaire, James Conner. These are some good ones. James Conner, Dameon Pierce, and Jeff Wilson. I got to pick two. Yuck. Dameon Pierce, I would start. And Clyde Edwards-Helaire. They're using Clyde Edwards-Helaire very good right now, and in Kansas City, which makes me feel good. Jeff Wilson has been reliable. I say, it would be Dameon Pierce, Clyde, Jeff Wilson right there, and then James Conner. That's what I would go there, London, with those two guys. And if that helps you out with a flex, and heck, one flex, I mean, if you want to, you can still start Mike Williams. You know what I'm saying? As your flex option. Because I'm not sure what time he plays. But I mean he's if that's something you wanna keep him in there and gamble on. For example, Mike Williams. So he plays 1 o'clock against Cleveland on Sunday. So you can have him in your flex spot. For example, in our league, Keegan Scott has Mike Williams in his flex also. So I mean, and he's also got Jeff Wilson in there as flex. But I mean, it's very close between Mike Williams and Michael Pittman Jr. So I would probably go with those guys, James Conner and Jeff Wilson. Again, Jeff Wilson going up against Carolina has been reliable. I mean, he's had 3 weeks in a row scoring over 10 points. Last week he saw the end zone. So, but I mean, that's what I would go with, London. Hopefully that helps you out. Maybe Slayman Seth can help us out too. He said, start anyone playing against the Browns. Our defense sucks. Inside info from Slayman Seth. I keep calling him Smith. Slayman Seth. So heck, man, appreciate that, Browns fan. I do like myself some Nick Chubb. I do have a couple of Nick Chubb guys. London, no problems at all, man. If you can on Twitch, whatever. We got YouTube. Give us a good live. Give a good note there. I appreciate that, man. We try our best. Again, I'm a working man, but we try our best to be on every Tuesday and Thursday. Give you, some of the recap of the games and stuff on Tuesday and then Thursday, going over the next week's matchups. Definitely fun and exciting to do, and hopefully it's somewhat entertaining. And we do have a podcast. Give us a good thumbs up and 5-star on Apple Podcasts and anywhere you can find a podcast. We're available. So hopefully. You can, give us a good 5-star. Appreciate those questions, Slayman Smith. Hopefully your name's Smith, your last name's Smith. Slayman Seth, London and OG. Appreciate those questions, guys. Keep them coming. Again, we'll try to be on Tuesday and Thursday. Q, you got any last words or comment back there? Big thank you for Q, our producer, our backstage guy. Anything, Q? No, man. Okay, for some reason, folks, he's wearing a Notre Dame sweatshirt. He wears that a lot. I don't understand why he does that, but he does it. He does it. Keegan, I want to say thank you to Keegan, even though we had to drop him because he lost service or lost power. I mean, heck, I think we just he was saying silly stuff. So once you say silly stuff on this show, we get you old booty. So heck, say correct things on this show. So Q, we good? Appreciate that. Appreciate you listening. You have listened to the FLOGcast Network. Everybody, stay safe.
What's up, everybody? This is Richard Newton, running back for the University of Washington, and you're listening to the FLOGcast Network.